Everybody, it's Invicta. It's time to lead and run here the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. Happy Wednesday, Mosh Pit. Hope you all had a great start to your midweek here. As we go on into Wednesday, we were waiting for another video to cross 2,000 likes. I'm recording this video a couple hours after the last video, and I'm probably going to do one more to get the queue in order with Isaac before I start letting the like streak goal catch up. So thank you all very much preemptively for supporting the channel and also just supporting myself and everything that I do. Really appreciate it. I cannot thank you enough for it. Here's your tattoo of the day, submitted here by the Fat Italia on this Invicta subreddit. Top thread was finished tattoo with a couple of exclamation points. Then in the thread, he said, I finally got to get this piece finished. I think it looks so sick, and I wanted to share it with you all. If you look a little closely, you can see a certain someone who got added. And yeah, it looks absolutely incredible. I even commented on this thread just because it looks so awesome. I mean, they match the art style perfectly. And then, of course, there's the star of the show, little sissy. No spoiler alert, but that's what he was talking about. So thank you very much to the Fat Italia and everyone who upvoted that one. I love seeing that kind of stuff. It's so great to see Isaac just kind of just stick with people. What is going on here? Oh, we have ammo. We have camo undies. I was like, what the? Did we spawn as Black Judas for a second? November 3, X-Ray 7, 23, Echo Bravo. Yeah, we have no. Oh my gosh. Why did that glass cannon look? Oh, you know why? It's because, wait, the glass cannon it benefits from ammo from camo undies. Why is this? Why am I just now being told this? What in the world? All right, so we've got glass cannon, which is an item that you don't see me use all that often. It does have practical uses for a start of a run, especially one that doesn't have a whole lot of damage like this one here. Our range is bad, movement speed is bad again, and I did not know that glass cannon actually synergized. I didn't know anything synergized with camo undies, but here we are. Watch this. Oh, old Dookie, this is a bad juju. Yeah, that's no bueno for old Dookie. Oh my gosh. I have no idea what our damage goes to with this combo. I have literally no idea. Very happy that we got a tiers upgrade here, but this could be a secretly incredible S tier combo. I honestly would have never ever thought to put these two together. And again, I didn't know that. I don't know how many more times I can say it. I had no idea that this was even a thing. So based on the tier size, we're doing at least double, if not triple, the amount of our regular glass cannon shots. That one right there. So that's saying a lot because we're dealing bonus damage here, which is the whole reason in glass cannon. But the whole thing behind glass cannon. But the reason why it's called glass cannon, no, absolutely not. The reason why it's called well, we haven't had Ipecac in a long time. Does it synergize with glass cannon, but also with camo undies? Yeah, it does. Okay, so this, I don't know if we may have just ruined this combo. I don't know. I definitely want to get rid of glass cannon because this is super dangerous. Don't believe me? Watch this. See, told you, super dangerous. We get hit once and then that's it. We're cooked. So, gonna begrudgingly take Minecrafter here, which at least will make sure that we don't take triple damage from getting hit by our own shots. And I think we should go in here. It will also give us a free bomb, which is nice, you know. Not to mention, of course, that we actually have, you know, Ipecac, but who's counting that one? I have no clue where the secret room. I mean, the super secret room's right there, but I'm looking for the regular secret room right now, and I have no clue. It might be, I guess, above the shop. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get rid of you. And we'll get our HP back here. I kind of regret taking Ipecac because I think that would have been a very, very interesting combo. I mean, it already was an interesting combo. But we also have not had Ipecac in a long time. And there was actually a recent question not that long ago, hence the term recent, where somebody was asking me if I could take Ipecac next time because they're apparently struggling with the way that the damage works and the shadows and how do you get so accurate with it. And honestly, Ipecac is one of those items that you just have to practice with over and over and over again. It is essential, because if you get it, especially if you're an Eden player, if you get it and then if you start with it, but you have no idea how to wield it, it's going to ruin your day. And I don't want people to ruin their days. I want people to have fun, especially when it comes to playing Isaac, because Lord knows the game tries to ruin your day every which way it can. And I'm here to tell you that it doesn't have to be like that. But it usually pretty much is. We go on to the question of the episode coming on in from Korva, from the Appetizers episode, who said, question of the episode, I'm really impressed by your dodging, and it's probably the thing that I struggle with the most. Did your skill come from mostly just playing the game and experience, or did you ever like sit down and really focus on attack patterns and such? It's a great question. It's actually not something that I've been asked before, or at least if I have, it's been a long time. It's so much time has gone by that I've since forgotten. But no, I did not. I never sat here and just looked at patterns, and I never looked at just trying to predict things or just practice dodging. It just came from pure experience is all. And I try to encourage people, especially newer players or people who are struggling with certain aspects of the game, I encourage you to do that. To instead of just playing the game. Oh, there's a double timid rock there. Instead of just playing the game, understand why you're going to make the dodges, understand where a mob is going to go, and really focus on learning how to bait the attacks coming from enemies. And when I say bait, I mean you are going to be taking you're going to be taking a risk in every room by simply goading them into going in the direction you want. Once you can control how your enemies attack, and once you can control where they move, you've got the game by the short and curlies. You're totally fine after that. So for example, I want these spiders to come closer, but I don't want them to get too close. And I also want to get the secret room, which is right there, which I totally knew it was there, of course. Spiders, I think that the best mob in the game to practice up against is spiders. I want to move here. I don't want to move here. Go up here. Go up here. Go here. Go here. Go up here. Go here. I'm going to attack you now. Okay, well, you see what I mean. I want to get a little squirrely at the end of the day. But just that level of control and making sure that you can completely tell and guide the game where you want it to go, instead of letting the game go where it wants to go. Does that make sense? Once you get to that stage of your Isaac career, or of your Isaac play level, whatever you want to call it, once you get to that stage, you are set. You can control where dingles go. You can control where all the charges go whenever a Globin takes you there. So it's just as important to understand how the mobs move around as it is to understand what the best layout is for you to thrive in any given room. What's the best path? And because a lot of times in Isaac, you don't have time to do that. You have no clue. You don't have time to think. You have to kind of just move on the fly and really adapt. And and that's not something you can teach. That's just something you have to experience for yourself. So after a while, though, you will know, like, hey, I can just sit back here and I don't have to play chicken with these mobs. I can sit back and just kind of pepper them here and there, and let them beat themselves. So really, really focus in on that and trying to control where the enemies go, and that's the biggest step, I think. Oh wow. Okay, Pin. I'm pretty sure Pin dodged that because we hit him with Ipecac underground. My God. This is going to get us into the shop. A great question, though. I enjoy those type of questions. I'm indifferent if we get Lusty Blood or not because we have so much damage, so... Hey, look at that. All right. Crooked Penny, I see you. I see you. The Crooked Penny has a 50-50 shot of giving you double everything in the room or consuming it all and giving you one single penny. You can guess which one actually shows up the most. Take this. I will take booster packages to see what's in here. Ace of hearts, ace of clubs, two of clubs, stars card, and another stars card. All right, so I'm going to drop the stars card over Mia. I'm going to use the two of clubs, double our bombs. I'm going to use the ace of clubs to give us 2 more bombs. And we'll buy another Yabe. And I'll also see what this is. Well. All right, good floor. We did not get the Devil Deal Precedent because technically speaking, we didn't trade any HP for a Devil Deal item, despite us actually getting 2 of them. That's because of the Crooked Pennies. So we do a lot of fun things with this item when it wants to cooperate. For the cookies, the brown butter cookies that I did for Mama Victa's Thanksgiving were a complete success. I had I had lots of good feedback, and I do think that I needed to mix the batter a little bit more. The thing that I didn't like about this batch as opposed to my first batch was that I did not mix the dry ingredients with the wet ingredients enough. And I also added a little bit more brown sugar and white sugar, and that kind of made a granular difference. You know, oh, I did not mean to use that, but I don't care. Oh, man, 65.2 damage. Wow. Anyway, it made a difference in the texture because I added extra sugar. And did not mix as much as I probably should have. I also only used the paddle attachment. I didn't use the whisk attachment. So now I know that with cookies, especially, you have to be very careful about over mixing. You don't want to do that. I don't know how you mobs are seeing me there, but I mean the whole idea of camo undies is that we're invisible game. Have you heard about this? Have you seen this? So I got a rousing success. Everyone stood up and clapped for me as I got off the bus. And it's a big deal because, again, Mama Victa never lets anyone cook for anything on Thanksgiving. She does everything. But this time around, she wanted to, I guess, test me. And I passed. I got the Mama Victa stamp of approval. She absolutely loved her cookie. So it was good. And I know what I did wrong, and I'm going to fix it and adjust it, and then we'll see what ideally the next batch will be even better. The money sign room here. Let's just go check this here shop, and we do get the sharp key, which is for half price, which means that we just got 5 keys for 7 cents. Less than 2 cents a key, and that's really, really good. Yeah, don't even try Rag Mega. Super Bandage, we get another Devil Deal for some odd reason, and we get a penny. As you all are now probably aware of, because I hope I made an announcement anyway, which is weird. This is a weird time to talk about this because it's currently Monday for me. So this is talking about something that hasn't happened yet on Tuesday, and even though this is Wednesday's video, so yeah, buckle up. So unless if I forgot to do an announcement, which is definitely a non-0% chance of doing so, but assuming I did, as you know that there was not a stream on Tuesday on YouTube at our normal time. I may have done one later or earlier depending on my schedule, but that is because I am working on getting a voice acting role in an upcoming game, and there's a workshop that's being done through the actual studio to help guide things and just sort of, you know, give amateur voice actors a little bit more tools to add to their repertoire. And I'm looking forward to it. I have not done it yet, obviously, as I just got done saying, but I am very much interested in learning a new thing. Voice acting has also been, of course, those of you who follow me for a while now, you know that that's one of the things that I really, really want to do. And honestly, I think it's kind of a meme in a little bit, because you'll hear every streamer, every YouTuber say, "Oh, voice acting is my passion, my secret dream," and all that stuff. But and I think it's because most people think that if they have a unique or different voice, that they're just automatically going to be good at it. And it was my friend Kellen Goff, who is he's done an incredible. He's already had an incredible career, and he's just early on into it. You probably know him as the voice of Fazbear Freddy. He's done a lot of other characters, lots of English dubs for animes, including My Hero Academia. Kellen Goff is truly awesome. And did I say Fazbear Freddy? I meant Glamrock Freddy, and also Freddy Fazbear. Anyway, Kellen's awesome. I've spoken with him. I worked on a couple of small projects, like game jam stuff, and nothing too major. And I had him review lines, and and he gave me some really great pointers. This is maybe a year and a half ago or so. Hey, there we go. But I'm always humble when it comes to approaching something that I do not know anything about. And even though I have a lot of confidence in my ability to do something right after I learn more about it, I'm not going to go in there and just be arrogant about stuff. Like, well, I could do funny voices on stream, but the voice acting should be easy. I'm already technically a voice actor. I mean, like that kind of stuff you hear streamers say all the time, like, well, I'm already a voice actor. And it's because they can make some silly accent or something like that on the stream, like, I'm acting, So I want to take the right approach to this. And the game that's coming up, I can't talk about it, and I know it's annoying to hear that. I'm sorry. The game is still many years out of development from 1.0. But it is something that I think is going to be a pretty big hit. And I'm really looking forward to the opportunity of trying it out. But the reason why I bring this up is because I don't really know right now. It's the casting director that I'm speaking to, and there's a few characters that I can. I don't want to say audition for, but that I can do voices for. It's not really an audition in the sense that I'm going to be competing with other people. It's just finding a character that's going to stick for me. And they've got so many characters in this game, all of them with speaking roles, which is really, really amazing. And there's the characters that I kind of vibe with are sort of I look at them and think that oh yeah, that guy's got a gruffy voice, or this guy's got a very deep, like boisterous voice that's like that sort of thing. And I'm unsure of how I'm going to do. I think I'm gonna do okay in my mind, but but as far as like on a professional level, this is going to be the first time I actually have lines and scripts, and there's motivation, there's character development, all this stuff. And that's going to be something a little bit different from what I've always done, which was just ad-lib kind of. But I mean, I worked with a couple of scripts, but I never went to theater school. I was never trained as an actor of any medium. So I'm really going into this totally blind, with actual scripts and actual characters and motivations. So to me, it's fun because it proposes me a challenge. It gives me something to do that I've never done before on this level, on a truly professional level. And I think I'm going to do okay. I know I'm going to be okay with it. It's just finding that voice and getting over myself. It's like when I hear myself sing. I always cringe. I talked to Maggie Roberts about this. She is Maggie is or maybe her last name is not Roberts. Robertson. She was Lady Dimitrescu from Resident Evil Village. I actually spoke to her about this at a convention when we were discussing voice acting. And Maggie, she's an awesome person. Really, one of the coolest people I have met in a long time. And she gave me some good pointers because I told her about that. I said that my biggest hang up right now is just trying not to cringe my absolute brain out, and feeling like I'm feeling like I'm kind of portraying. I'm not lying to myself, but you know, I'm just not an actor. Like I don't, for these YouTube videos. And she asked me what I did, and I told her. I said, yeah, I do YouTube, and I put on funny voices, but I don't really have to act because this is just wow game. I don't have to act because this just comes natural to me, just speaking. And getting over myself and trying to not cringe every time I speak in a weird voice has always been the ultimate challenge for me. Because I just want to stop. Also, where the hell is anything on this floor? We have not found the shop or item room. Okay. No. We do not want the Crooked Penny car battery, and we also don't want that. So what Maggie told me was, she said, well, you know, that comes with just practice over and over and over again. Sit in front of a mirror, talk to somebody else. If you're shy about trying new voices, if you're shy about honing your craft in front of people, then try to utilize people who are in your community. Maybe they could help out, which I think is a great idea. It's one of those easier said than done type things, you know? So, I don't know. Ultimately, I don't know what character I'm going to be. But this is drastically different than what I did for Mugenics, which so far is my biggest, as far as scope goes, it's my biggest, quote, role. Even though I'm probably not going to get credited for it. I don't think Ed's crediting any of the cats. There were multiple people who did voices who are actual celebrities that don't want to be identified. And no, I don't know. I can't be bothered with this room. No, I don't know who they are. And Ed's not told me. So that's totally 100% unknown to me. Absolutely not. Brother, thank you. Good chance of making boss rush here. I don't know how that one missed everything. But anyway, yeah, because Mugenics was different because all I had to do was some grunts, some meows, and some different styles of not cat noises, but they were sort of humanized cat voices in a way. You know, going stuff like meow. You know, something like that. That's how the lines were instructed to be delivered. So I don't think that it's. I think it's fair to say that those probably can't be considered lines. They're just sounds, right? If they're considered lines, then fine, whatever. I'm still honored that I even got to do it anyway. Dad's ring, eh. Let's not waste time here. We need to get into boss rush. Let's have a mega chance here at Crooked Penny boss rush. That could be interesting. I'm very good at parroting stuff. The casting director, he was a really cool guy. I've never met him before, never spoke to him, but he obviously clearly did voice acting before. And one of the characters, he kind of put on this. It was sort of like a Russian-esque type accent for this particular character. And I was totally honest with him, as well as the director, as the actual head of the game. I told them straight up. I said, "Look, I'm gonna be honest. I cannot do accents. I can parrot stuff very well. If I hear someone say something in an accent, I can mimic them very, very well. But saying original things on my own is in an accent, like a British accent or Russian accent or something. That's just something I'm not capable of doing." And what they told me was that, well, the voice can be molded, it can be guided, it can be coached, you can find the voice a lot better after you get the emotion down. the actual who is this character that you're playing? You know, what is their role in this world? What is their what are their motivations, their desires, et cetera, et cetera? All that I assume is just basic acting stuff that they teach you. Again, I was never in theater. I wasn't a theater dork. I was never in an actor role. I never played in a play outside of maybe I think one play as a really young kid. Game. You know that shot wasn't on the screen, right? You know that it went over screen, right? No? Toxic Shock is going to absolutely destroy everything in here. Honestly, I'm screwing up by shooting. I need to wait and let Toxic Shock kind of do its thing while the camo undies are procced. We have some insane tier height right now. Again, tier height is a stat that I don't understand why it even exists. So when for example, I'll give you an idea of what I mean by by parroting. You know, everyone knows I'm a big Mike Judge fan, and I've looked at interviews. I've watched him voice act a lot of his different characters that he's come up with, and I looked. The first thing I looked for is how they manipulate their mouth when they're doing the voices. You know, with Dan Castanella from who does the voice of Homer. When he does a Homer, he got a Mar, like he kind of pulls his mouth backwards towards, you know, sort of Walter Cronkite style of, oh, hey you kids, you know, that's that sort of thing. But with Mike Judge, when he does the voice of Hank, he kind of looks forward, like he moves his neck forward a little bit. But boy, I tell you what. 6 a.m. and already the boy ain't right. And he kind of speaks out the side of his mouth in an interesting way. It's the way that he contorts his mouth when he makes the voices. Jim Carrey is another person I've watched do voices, and you know, and he's got all kinds of crazy wacky stuff that he does, things that I could never possibly do, even come close to doing. But I've always kind of studied the way that people speak whenever they're delivering lines, and that's sort of helped me along. But the most important thing from what the casting director said was, he said, let's get to you. We want to get you to the normal, as close to your normal speaking voice as you possibly can. What a weird spot for the secret room. Let's see what this dice room is over here. I don't know if we'll ever get an item room on Shoal, but might. You never know. And that's easy for me because I think that my voice is very unique, but at the same time, I don't know if that's going to be easy to change. Like when I sing, I hear myself sing and just I'm like, oh man, I sound like I'm doing Isaac commentary. But I think that's with most people when they speak or sing or do anything. It's just getting over that part is going to be the toughest part. And so I was thinking about that, and then I started thinking about World of Warcraft characters, like Thrall, for example, is basically just Chris Metzen talking, and with a little bit of stank on the voice, you know, like a little bit of like thanks, you know, that and that I'm trying to take that into account whenever I'm trying to develop the voices for the couple characters that I'm looking at trying to get on for. So I can't necessarily share the lines and stuff with anybody because it's all NDA to my knowledge anyway. I'm pretty sure it is. So it's not something that I'm going to be sharing in the Discord or with Patreon or anything. But You know, if I do end up developing a voice for it and it gets approved and I'm happy with it, then you know I might do some ad lib mock up. I hope I have. Right now, I have absolutely no clue what the voice is going to sound like. I have no clue, or voice is, because I'm doing multiple characters. I'm excited though to end this rant. I'm excited. There's the blind. You would, game. You would. If we had 9 lives like we did in the last 2 runs, then maybe. Well, actually, I definitely would take the blind items, but one of the characters is supposed to be a little depressed, like a fallen hero that was unable to complete his quest, and so there's nothing jovial about him. He's very defeated and that kind of thing. So that's one of the ones I'm interested in doing possibly. And I think hero, like, yes, follow me. You know, it's sort of a very confident, maybe slightly arrogant All Might type deal. You know, or I think of Escanor from Seven Deadly Sins, speaking with a really deep voice, you know, like a sort of a alpha voice. You know, like who's in charge, that kind of stuff. And when they said, well, he's kind of depressive and he's defeated, and he's interacting with this character in the script who is, I don't remember what the character says to him, but it's something to make him seem a little desperate. He's asking for help type deal. And I'm like, man, this is complex. Like I need to really sit down and try to enter the character's mind here. Because this isn't just about doing a silly voice. A voice, I mean, anyone can do a silly voice, but acting is something that's totally new to me. So, anyway, that's the reason why we didn't have a Tuesday stream. A standard 26-minute Invicta rant. It's very noisy in here. And I plan on speaking with Matthias Bossi, who is one of my close friends. Not too close, but I'm very honored to be able to call Matthias a friend. Obviously, he did the voice of Isaac's dad and Bumbo, and you know, and I think about when Matthias is talking as Isaac's dad, it is just Matthias talking. Like that is his voice. He doesn't have to contort it or manipulate it anyway. But Bumbo is something that I don't think I would ever be able to do. You know, Bumbo bash and thrash and Bumbo want coin. You know, like that kind of stuff is I'd have to see Matthias do the voice to kind of understand, okay, where is this voice coming from type deal. But I think that honestly, it's going to be something that's going to be fun. I think I'll be good at it. Just getting over that first little hump of being like, man, dude, don't try to, you know when you try to fake an accent, like, oh, like good day, governor, like you know what I mean, like you just kind of cringe. That's the part that I've got, the speed bump I've got to get over. How in the world did that hit us? No, game. Okay. You know what, game? I just wanted to buff up my tiers anyway, so I think that's good. Before we go though, I want to see what these items were. Ipecac kind of made this just a breeze. It was more of a ranty episode, obviously. I know that that's not everyone's jam, but I dig it. Yeah, we have this is double something. We don't know what they are. But now that they're on the ground, we could conceivably double this and get everything for free. Get the pact. Abba Dabba Ding Dong. Use the shadow. Ooh, I mean, gel is fine, but not for Ipecac. Try baby. Multi-dimensional baby. Satanic Bibble. And Mom's Knife. Wow. Now that is a devil deal right there. I tell you what. Ipecac and Mom's Knife, though, is surprisingly dangerous. And I don't mean for the enemies. I mean for us. It does a lot of damage, but it does explode if you hit something that's right next to you. Hi, baby. Yeah, that was one hell of a devil deal there. So, anyway, thank you for watching, everyone. I know today was ranty, and I apologize about that. That was an amazing combo we found at the beginning of the run, though. But hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button, leave a comment down below. I like to update people on what's going on, especially if it means that I had to cancel something that we normally would do. At least I gave you a long-winded reason, but it's a reason. So, and give me feedback as well. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And any of you who just happen to be a voice actor, if you want to give me pointers in the comments, that sort of thing, I'd love to read them. And yeah, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Like these patrons of mine like Full Metal Johnny, Adarishi Datenshi, Flashback 007, Kipper Slapper, and One Bad Fed. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Invicta.